Moi kaikki! This is Hanna. Welcome to my podcast, which is called Hanna from Sheep Alley. And we are here at a very cold, wet and snowy Finland. It snowed all night last night and we have about this much snow now on the ground. And the temperature is about, I think it was +2°C, which is, I wrote it down because I don't remember the Fahrenheit, 36 Fahrenheit. And I was planning on doing this podcast outside there, but because it's snowing, raining, cold, I'm under the roof now. Outside, but under the roof. The birds don't seem to mind this weather. They sing like crazy, but it is a bit chilly. But I decided that I will podcast outside, so here I am. And today is Sunday, April 30th. It's Vappu Eve. It's a spring carnival, May Day celebration here, but no picnic unless you want to sit on the snow. But anyway, this is what it is. So let's start with finished objects. I have several of them. First one is this Ruusupuu by Heidi Alander. I've shown you the pattern many times, so I'll only show you the finished piece, which is this pretty shawl. This is my second one, and I knit it out of Knit Cosmic Strings yarns, and there is supposed to be 3 lace repeats down here, but I ran out of yarn. This is how much I have left, so tiny balls left. I'll show you the yarn tags. Neptune is the dark gray one, and then the colorful one is Kaleidoscope, and Knit Cosmic Strings. I think they are in Edinburgh, those yarn dyers. I bought the yarns from Etsy. So a very pretty shawl, which I was supposed to, I even may keep this one. The reason why I say that, if you watched the podcast episode, I think it was the March episode, I showed you the Pippi Longstrump knee-high socks. And I mailed those to my goddaughter Anna-Reeta, who is an exchange student at Michigan right now. And I mailed those socks to her about, I think it's six weeks ago, and she still hasn't received those. So I fear somebody stole the envelope, or I don't know what happened to that package, but she hasn't gotten that. So the worst case scenario, she doesn't get them at all, I will give this shawl to her. And if I do that, I need to knit a third one, and hopefully then I'll get to keep that. But see, I don't know if other people have lost their post. This has happened to me once before. In November last year, I sent a cute project bag to Erika in Barcelona, and she still hasn't gotten it. Somebody stole it. So this may happen again with the Pippi Longstrump socks. But I really hope she does get them. She will be returning back to Finland in June. So I just had a talk with my brother, and I'm not going to send that shawl to US. When she comes here, I will give it to her, if that happens and she doesn't get those socks. But anyway, that's the first finished object. And the second one, see, I'm taking part in Jules at So Sweet Violet podcast is having a Be Happy make along, and I'm taking part in that. Very fun make along, because everybody can do whatever they want. as long as it has something to do with bees and being happy while doing whatever you're doing. And I have knit some socks. Well, first of all, I painted, I'll show you, I painted 2 watercolor paintings with bees. This is the first one. This was actually a bigger painting, about this size, and there was this flowery thing, I don't know what it is. I just saw a picture on Instagram and tried to paint something like that, what I saw. So it was a longer one, and there was another bee right here, but I didn't like the bee. It just didn't look nice. I like this one. I think this is cute. So I just cut the unhappy part away, and I just saved this one. And then I painted another one. I also found a inspiration photo, either from Pinterest or Instagram, and I painted this one. The photo which I had a flower similar like this here, and it had one bee flying somewhere there. But I just went through Instagram and watched how, and tried to find out how bees look like, and I painted those 3 differently flying. I kind of think that this is cute. He has his tummy full and he's flying off, and these are just arriving. So I like this one a lot. So I made those first, and then I got to thinking that now that I have started experimenting yarn dyeing, I dyed a skein of sock yarn, this kind, and I call this one Bees in the Garden. So it has yellows, blacks, purples and violas, and I made socks. I'll show you how this is kind of silly. See, I don't know where these inspiration boosts come, but first I made the painting, then I dyed up the yarn, then I thought that okay, summer is coming. I don't have ankle high socks. I only have those which go halfway up your leg, not knee high, but the regular size. You know what I'm talking about. But I don't have ankle high socks, so I thought that okay, summer is coming, even though it doesn't look that way. We have this much snow still on the ground. It is coming, I'm hoping. So I need ankle high socks. And then I started thinking about bees. Well, beehives, honeycombs, and I came up with a pattern idea. I like making, I talk about holes, but I think they are kind of like eyelets. But I wanted to have a bigger hole on the pattern, kind of more ventilation thing. And this is my first sketch. This is in Finnish. So this is my pattern. Clear. Yep. So that's where I started. And then I made a pair of socks, which I'm wearing. How should I show them? I need flexibility now. Oof. These socks. Bottom. That's the ventilation pattern part. Oof. So that's my first pair. And then I thought that, well, these are fun socks. Perhaps I should write a pattern. And I think it was Carol. Hi, Carol. Her Instagram name is Cas62 or something, 63 or something like that. And she said that, oh, those look nice, that she would knit them if I had the pattern. And then also Shelly, whose Ravelry name and Instagram name is Kiki Lucy 7 or close to that. So she also said that, yeah, she would like to knit a pair too if I wrote the pattern. And I did write the pattern. I dyed up another skein of Bees in the Garden colorway. This doesn't have reds and purples. This one only has black, yellow and teal. So no green, even though there are green shades in this one. So I dyed up that one, and oops, dropped the ball. I always drop something. I made these, another pair of socks, and I was thinking about the name, what to call them. These rows here, if you have seen those bee farmers, they have these wooden boxes where the bees live, and they take out the square shaped, are they honeycombs, or what do you call them, which are inside the beehives? Anyway, these kind of represent those, and because of the color I thought about bumblebees, and I checked out from a Latin English dictionary that what is a bumblebee called in Latin. And I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I think you pronounce it bombilius or something like that. So I thought I would call these bombilius socks. So now Carol and Shelley are test knitting the pattern, and when they show the green light, I will release that pattern for everybody. That might happen at the beginning of June. I gave them 4 weeks because I think 4 weeks should be enough knitting up a pair of these bombilius socks. So I will announce on Instagram when the pattern will be released. Then I made a third pair because I just wanted to make sure that all the calculations and everything are correct when I give the pattern for Shelley and Carol to test knit. And I used this. This is Stranded Dye Works sock plank. And I made a third pair, and they look like this. And I could say that I just wanted to experiment if I made the pattern repeats also on the second needle, the bottom of the foot. But actually what happened, making this pattern was so fun that I just knit, and then about probably on the 4th or 5th pattern repeat, I realized that whoops, I accidentally made the pattern on the bottom of the foot too. I was supposed to knit it, just stuck in it. But hey, these are more ventilated ones. So I made those, and these look, they have the same amount of stitches, but they look smaller because of that pattern on the bottom, because they kind of shrunk a bit, but they are the same size. So those are my finished objects knitting wise. Then whips. I should say active whips, because I have other whips also, but the active ones. There was a knitting retreat, Kierrot Puikot. Kuopio knitters have organized this retreat. I think this was the 6th time I was going, but then something came up and I couldn't go. But Krista, who is also Kuopio knitter, designed this cute tuberal cowl, Tubisti, that's her daughter on the picture. And I got that pattern, that was a retreat pattern, and I started, well, I should show you, see, you need 3 colors of Holst yarn, and you make stripes and lace repeats like that. But because I had 4 different colors, those kind, red, blue, darker gray and lighter gray, I decided to make just random stripes and random lace stripes. So this is how far I have gotten. So I just randomly make something similar to this with these four colors. I'll show you the tag because I really No, I don't have the tag. Well, it's Holskan Coast. I have shown this yarn before. So, and I will put the show notes on Ravelry. I have a group there called Hanna from Sheep's Alley. And I will put notes and links there so you can check them out if you wish. Then the other whip, active whip, is Levi's blanket. Just yesterday when I was doing this, and then, oh yes, I have another whip. I still have to show you. I have a fourth pair of those Bombilius socks on the go, so I'll show them to you. But anyway, I was crocheting Levi's blanket, and then I knit those socks a bit. Now I got something, eyelash or something. Sorry. Okay, cleared. So I was knitting those socks, and Levi kept asking, why aren't you doing his blanket? I said, oh, I will. And I showed him how much I have already done. I show you the pattern also. Well, it's a paid for pattern, so I'll just show the picture of the pattern. Okay. Looks like this. We went through Ravelry, blanket patterns, and Levi said that he really likes this type, but he would like to have reds and greens and blues on it. So I'm making these. You need 7 of these kind, and what I have done so far, okay, the hook there. So I have done, these are not finished yet. I think these need 2 or 3 more crochet rows until they are done. So that one, this is the same, this one, that one, and doing this one. And I also have these green colors, but I still need to get more blue, and I think I may be running out of these. And well, I have this, but probably red, and oh, this is orange. Also, I'm running out of red, orange, and this gray, so I need to get more. But I want to crochet these as long as possible so that I know how much more I will need. So I'm doing that. So Levi is very happy for me doing that now. Then what I didn't do, well, I didn't do the Love of Spiders, Find Your Fade, and these Hanna's This and That socks, those cable ones. And what I'm planning to do, well, I'm planning to do the whips. I have other ideas in my mind, but I'll just have to skip them now because I want to finish more whips. So that's that. Then the fog run. I collected 54 kilometers, which is about 33 miles. But well, that's not much. See, I have my statistics here, and it kind of shows me being a bit lazier and lazier every month. But I did start a biking season. I collected over 40 kilometers, which is about 22 miles, I think. So total almost 100k, but those bike miles, they won't count for the fog run. You need to do them on your foot. So 54 kilometers, 33 miles for the fog run. For the knit and read knit along that Gina is having, I haven't read at all. I even haven't listened to audiobooks because now that, well, it's spring, even though it looks like winter. But the birds are singing, you'll probably hear them in the background. So when I go collecting miles walking and a bit of jogging, I love to hear the sound of the nature. I don't know what it is. When it's autumn and winter and when it is dark, it really gets dark in Finland during autumn and winter time. It's fun because you can't see anything actually. Just the street lights and houses and that. It's fun to listen to audiobooks. But now that it's light outside, it's fun to listen to the birds and just the noise you hear. So I haven't done any reading and audiobook listening. Other things. I have dyed up yarn. I have posted some of my results on Instagram. And I thought I'd show you, because last time I showed you the undyed skeins. So I thought I'd show you the dyed ones. Whoop. So just a sec. So I had this Fin Sheep yarn. Okay, there's the tag. This one, this is yarn from Finnish sheep, and I dyed it with purple. I made mixtures, can't repeat these because I don't remember what I put, but I think these look fun. 4 skeins. I think this is probably worsted weight. Does it say? It doesn't say the meterage here, but I would say they are worsted weight. And I thought I might knit something like this. Probably not this pattern. I think I probably make up something similar to this. So no sleeves, because I don't know if I have enough to make sleeves, but kind of sleeveless cardi. That looks nice. It could be this pattern, but I might make up something. Then these ones, these were from the World of Wool. This one. Sock yarn merino superwash. I think I dyed this one first, and I think I had a bit of leftover dye in the pot, and I put this one in there and made speckles. I have to give credit to, see, I belong to the Bakery Bears patrons, and Kay from Bakery Bears have made great tutorials for patrons on how to dye yarn, and I used Kay's methods of doing these, dyeing in the pot and making speckles. Now I think this is really lovely. And this one, I think I just added the magenta and something else and made this one. So my plan for these beauties, see, in Jyväskylä in central Finland, Titityy Yarn Shop is organizing a, it's called Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival. This will be the 2nd time. And last year I took Hohi Lokatelis course or class there. Well, actually that was a week before the actual festival. I didn't attend the festival, but I attended Hohi's class called Approach to Sweater Design. And this year Hohi is taking part in that Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival. I think that's the proper name, but I'll put the links on Ravelry in the episode thread. You can check it from there. And she's having a course called Design Your Own Crescent Shape Shawl. I took a print. This is the course I will be taking. So my plan is that I I could try to design a crescent shape shawl and use these to knit that shawl. So that's the plan. So those are those. Then I dyed up. This is also from World of Wool, DK, weight yarns. First I'll show you this one. This is kind of like more manly colors. Blues and greys and blacks. So I could knit something to my hubby or my boys. And this other one, see, I don't like this one. It's okay, but I don't know. It's kind of dull, even though the colors are okay. I don't know. Kind of this part, because there is brown. I don't have brown dye color. I don't have green. But I used grey, black, blue, and then added yellow. I think that part is okay. And even though I like brown, I don't like that one. But I could knit something out of this for the boys, or hubby, or for me. Or I just over-dye it. I don't know. Still need to think about it, but okay. Not my favorite. And then these are from the Yarn Undyed, was it? Where's the tag? There it is. Yarn Undyed, 100% Polworth. And these ones. And here I made a beginner's mistake. I'll show you what that is. First, I'll show you what I'm planning on knitting them out of. This Ravello pattern. So I'm planning on knitting. These are the blue ones. I like these ink, almost black blue. Love these. And the stripes, because you have kind of two basic colors which you need more of, and then stripe ones. Or how much do you actually need? Oh, I wrote it down. I will need 2 skeins of, well, I don't have enough. Well, that's a dilemma. Well, I can always modify. But actually what you need is 2 skeins of this one, 2 skeins of that one, and the 1 skein for the stripes. But I can always modify these. Anyway, then I made this one. And then I made that one. So, all these 5. So I have enough yarn, but probably not enough for striping how the pattern wants you to stripe. And the beginner's mistake, I'll show you where it is. It's one of these, in one of these skeins. Well, not that one. Well, not that one. Has to be here. Or then, if it isn't, something magical has happened. There it is. See? When I had a piece of yarn here to help me out dipping the yarn in the pot, the yarn I had there was too tight. And there are white spots. So what I have learned, don't tie the yarn too tight, or this will happen. Oh, see, it's so obvious. But I think, well, I have 3 skeins, so I can leave that out because I only need 2 skeins. And these 2 are fine. They don't have those stupid white spots. But you learn as you do things. So now I know what to not do. So those are my things I have dyed. And the whip I'll show you because I also dyed. See, I'll show you the, see, this, it says made in Finland. It's Novita Venla, and it's, I'd say it is as good as Opal or Regia yarns. This is made in Finland, but I think they probably spun it in Finland. But I don't think this is a Finship wool. This might even be German, the same as what Regia and Opal is. But I have been dyeing this yarn. So this is a yarn ball, and I have a niddy noddy and make a hank and then dye this yarn. And these socks which I'm wearing, I have already washed them 3 times in the washing machine in Wool Cycle. I always wash my socks in the washing machine and they are just perfect. So this is a very good yarn. So I have used that for the Bombilius socks, and this one I made last Friday. I'll call this one Alley Violas because I love violas and I love the shades of this one. Really, really nice, I think, because I like blues and purples and violas and lavenders and greys. So these are my 4th pair of Bombilius socks. That's what I dyed up. And I have also dyed up 2 other yarn skeins, but I have already given them away to a friend of mine who I know that knits socks. And this is more, I think this is more autumnal, so I think I will save this and knit, because there are, again, I don't have orange dye, but I used magenta and yellow and some grey, and they turned out like this in a kettle. So to me these are autumnal colors. That's what I made. So I have dyed up really quite a few skeins. And this is the last one. Just plain blue ones. What I did is when I dyed this up, I used blue, dark blue, navy blue, violet and magenta, and I made my own mixes. I had small kind of like plastic cocktail little glasses. I think I had 4 of them, and when I made that and it was ready, I just dipped all of them in the pot, and this is what came out. Just simple blue, same colors but in darker and lighter shades, like this. So those are my yarn dyes. So I have been quite productive yarn dyeing wise. Then what else? Oh, ceramics. I took a ceramics class. It was a weekend class plus 3 evening classes. I think the class was called something like pottery ceramics to garden or something like that. And last time when I did ceramics, I was about 16 years old, so quite a few years ago. So I wanted to start with simple things, and I made this garden door. This is an elf's or fairy's door. See, we have a statue over there. If you have watched my podcast episodes before, you have seen my statue Eva. We had that red pine tree on our yard, and I'd like to have that there because it was, I don't like those type of trees. So we got the city's lumberjack, and he cut it from about 2 meter height, from the 2 meters, and then I carved that. I was thinking about making a totem pole, but then I thought, oh, too much work, so I made that Eva, that woman. So what I will do is I will put this door on the bottom of Eva, and this kind of represents the door for where our garden elves and fairies live. And I wanted to make this look like an old door, so I don't really know the proper ceramic terms in English because I don't even know them in Finnish, but this turquoisey color, I think it was called enkopi or something like that, and then this clear thing is just clays. So I think this looks quite neat. But I can't put it there because there is so much snow there. Oof, annoying. Then I wanted to make, I found cute looking wind bell photo from Pinterest. And I wanted to make a wind bell. So I made first this one. Her name is Sohvi. So I will put probably some sort of maybe leather strand or something. I think leather would be fun. So I will hang Sohvi on our apple tree there. Sohvi has also legs, and those will make that sound. So Sohvi's legs. And then she needed a husband, so I made Evertti. So this is Evertti. He has a big beard. But I had a little accident when making Evertti. Well, actually his legs, I only have one leg because I broke the other one when I was putting this iron oxide on his foot. But I have made new legs, but they are still at the Kuopio Community College, Folk College. So I need to get them from there. So I made those. And what I'm probably planning on doing, I have been taking these watercolor classes at Kuopion kansalaisopisto, the Kuopio Folk College, or Community College, whatever you call it, for 2 years now. But I want to do more ceramics because that is so fun. So what I will probably do is not take the watercolor classes, but try to get to the ceramics classes instead. So that's the plan, at least. Then, oh yes, yesterday. See, I was taking these yarns out, and I remembered that I have these. I actually have 3 sizes of these. Liinu at Kässäkerho Pompom sells these weaving frames, I think you call them. This is a middle size, and this is a tiny size. So I noticed these while I was going through the yarns, and I thought that okay, now it is time to experiment. And I did. I had spinning wool. Gina at Brownie Knits, we have done several swaps, and I got these spinning tops from her, I think a year ago. In one of those packages we swapped. And I made this tiny mug rug. As I posted this on Instagram yesterday, that I have quite a posh mug rug because this is 100% merino. I think, no, this one doesn't have silk, but still quite fun. And then while I was watching football yesterday, I like to watch football on TV and knit and do things, and Espanyol was playing against Barcelona. So while I was watching that, I experimented a bit more and I made this one. I think you can call this, or is it just wall hanging of sorts. This is my own hand spun. I spun this with a spindle last year it was, yes. From the other side it looks like this. So I made this. I was planning on making a bigger mug rug like this. And when I took it off from this frame, this plain thing, which was kind of crooked a bit, I don't know why, it still is a bit crooked, it looked dull. And I thought that even though this fabric is pretty, it was dull. And I thought that, well, actually I don't need 2 mug rugs. I think I will, because we have mug cozies here, I will take this to work and use it there. I don't need another one, so I just decorated a bit more, and I think it looks quite neat now. As you know, I like tassels, so there are 2 huge tassels, and this brush is Emeli's. He used to make those, what do you call them, miniature aeroplanes and miniature tanks, and then paint them. So he has several brushes, and this is one of Emma's brushes. So this is something I did. This was very quick. I did while I watched football on TV. So other stuff. Yes, Fin along. Okay. We are, as you know, if you have watched my podcast, Finland will turn 100 years old on December 6th. And there are lots of celebrations during this year to celebrate our independence from Russia. And we are going to have this Finalong 100, which is a make-along. You can do anything you want. And it will run from June 1st till the July 31st, so 2 months. And I have opened up, if you have a Pinterest account, well, first of all, I will put show notes on Ravelry in my group Hanna from Sheep's Alley. There will be the episode thread. I will put links to all these things you might want to check out more or again. And on YouTube, in my profile, on your upper right hand corner, there's a Pinterest button. There's also a Ravelry button, Pinterest button, then there is Instagram button. I think even there is a Runkeeper button. But anyway, you can click that Pinterest button and go check out. I'll show you. This is my Pinterest account. Hanna from Sheep's Alley is my podcast name, but you can find me on my first name, last name. That is pronounced Hanna Kyttä. Kyttä is my last name. And actually what Kyttä means, it means a cop. Not a cup where you drink, but a police officer, a cop. Oh, how do you pronounce it? So, Hanna Kyttä. And in there, I have a Pinterest board called Finalong 100. And there are over 400 pins. So you can go through. There are patterns, knitting patterns. There are inspirational photos of Finnish art, ceramics, all kinds of stuff you can get inspired from. And knitting patterns, when you click these, they will direct you to the certain web pages or Ravelry. And at the bottom of this, let's see, there are also recipes if you would like to cook or bake. See, 400 pins, it takes a while to go down. Okay, we are getting close. Okay, for example, this Marimekko Unikko macaroons. And what else do we have? For example, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me making Finnish vappusima. If you click that, that's a fizzy lemon drink we drink during Vappu, which is now Vappu Eve, and tomorrow is Vappu Day, which is the May Day, Spring Carnival. And I also made Vappu Munkki, and there's a recipe for Vappu Munkki, and other bakings and cookings and that sort of stuff. So you can go there and start planning if you would like to join this Finalong 100. And I have prizes, as I said last time. I have 3 prizes, kind of like silver, bronze and gold, and they are equally good. There will be, I'll show you in my next episode at the end of May. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen I dyed up 3 skeins of this Novita Venla base yarn, which is really good. 3 skeins of Cottage Garden, I call them Cottage Garden colorways, very colorful, kind of like how I love British Cottage Gardens because they look so nice. I'm lazy with gardening, so I could never have a beautiful looking garden like that, but I like those type of gardens. So that's the colorway, 3 skeins of that, so everybody will get 1 skein of that. Then I went to a thrift store and found cool looking vintage fabric and some doilies and vintage buttons, and I will sew 3 drawstring bags, and then I have some other Finnish goodies to include, so I still need to get something else. But anyway, so you can start planning and go to Pinterest, click that button on the right hand corner, upper corner, to get inspired. Then giveaway. Okay, this is the giveaway, my Pompuloi. Well, I'm wearing my pair, so this is the giveaway, and the yarn is Mikko Kraft, lives here in Kuopio, and he hand dyes yarn. So this is, I'll include this tag with the mitts. So as you know, we are doing this old-fashioned way, and no dust spots outside here, yippee, and no sun shining. And let's see who wins those mitts. Okay, that one. Oh, you are lucky, Anne-Marie. Didn't you win the last time? You better do a lottery this week. I will send these mitts to you, and I have already your address, so I don't need to ask for that. So yippee! New York, New York. Okay. These will be yours. And I have a new giveaway. Ta-da! Bees in the garden sock yarn. So it's this kind, except this one has slightly less black, a bit more brighter yellow. Well, the camera doesn't show that well, but there is brighter yellow there. Does it work like this to get a comparison? Well, kind of hard to show, but anyway, this skein has a bit more teal than the other one there. I'll show it, but I don't know, it doesn't show that well, but still. So this will be the giveaway prize. And I have a question. Now that I have been dyeing up yarn, my question to you is, what is your favorite sock yarn, and why is it your favorite? I like my sock yarns. I love these hand-dyed 100% merino type yarns, but I think I mainly use them for shawls because I don't want to get them worn out too quick, and I don't like pilling. These are Merino DK silk, yes, and cashmere, Merino cashmere nylon, and they are pilling slightly, but I don't mind. But if I would use this on my foot, this Merino cashmere nylon, I think they would pill like crazy, and I don't like that. And I also like my socks to wear well. So these types of Regia, Opal, and this Finnish Novita, which we Finns are able to buy from just our grocery stores. So there's a hint. If you would like to learn how to dye yarn, buy these not so expensive grocery store, just simple. This is 25 wool, 75 wool, 25 polyamide. So buy these and experiment with them, and they are very good sock yarns. This doesn't pill, this keeps its color. I used citric acid, not vinegar, citric acid, and I washed this with organic honey shampoo, and I used organic honey conditioner for this. So it smells slightly sweet and honey. Honey is good for you, and bees in the garden and honey go so well. So this will be the new giveaway price. So not making you to enable me to buy more sock yarn, but still I would really like to know what is your favorite sock yarn and why it is your favorite. So I think that's it. Have a wonderful end of April, and I will see you at the end of May, and hopefully there won't be any snow left. Moikka!